Right, we're live.
Hello,
Hi guys.
everyone.
Let me just turn this heater off. Sorry, we had tech issues. The screen went blank, and
yeah,
we've got.
You just touched something, and then it was just like everything disappeared. Don't know what you did.
Magic tech fingers.
Yeah,
and we seem to have like a beam of light. I don't know if you can see that on your screens.
it's definitely coming from that strip light.
It's like we're going to be abducted by aliens. Yeah. We're going to go up the. What's it?
That's what it is.
Anyway, welcome to our Sunday Hangout. I'm Nick, and this is my wife,
Andrea.
And we are full-time resellers. Every Sunday we just come on and chat about what's going on in our world, take questions, have a chat. So that's the plan. Let me just dip in. There is a side chat which you can access, and you can speak to us and comment, ask questions.
Yeah. Chris Newton was in first tonight.
Let me just juggle windows about so I can get on with this. Yes, Chris Newton. He says, "Hey all, we've all come to see what's in the man box. The man box is here. We have found it. We'll get onto that in a bit. We haven't opened it yet. Then we've got Benjamin, Chelsea, Peter Ray, Ben Smith,
Chris Linney,
chatting about a concert.
Oh,
has Peter been gigging again? Yeah, it's Peter. Yeah, so welcome everybody. Lots of people popping in. Stu Mandry, James Collects, Adam. Welcome everybody. Yeah. Let me get to
George Ross and Jane Callum are in.
Well, Tom's there. Hey, Tom.
And Phoebe and Steve Green. And Tom. Oh, you said that.
Yeah.
And Jason Entwistle's in. The Hillsman. Bumcrack Picker.
Right. So I'm assuming everyone can see and hear us. Yeah, I had to stop and restart again. So I'm assuming it's going out on the same stream. People are commenting there. Yeah. Is it all working? Can you see us and hear us? And we will kick off. We don't have a haul. We're not going to have a haul for quite a while. We've been trying to sort out the car parts. We've been taking it fairly easy, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've been sending as much stuff as I can up to Amazon, not the car parts, other stuff, just to create space. You can't really see, but behind Andrea, there's a load of space in the racking. Across the top, it's been cleared out of a load of RA stock. Some of it's gone in the loft, and then I did 2 15-kilo boxes to Amazon. So the stock that we're going to work through, as far as the car parts is concerned, is going to be racked. Some of it in here, because you may have seen in that video the spare room that we were hoping we were going to get all the air filters, oil filters, and spark plugs in. There's just no way. Still got 2.5 crates here that we haven't even put up there yet.
No.
But Andrew's been listing. We've sold 1 oil filter.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
We have. And yeah, I mean, $7.99 free postage doesn't seem like it's anything worth, worrying with. But when you think that we have quite a lot of these things, and if we sold all of them at that price, the thought is that we're thinking of the overall profit on the haul, aren't we, rather than individual profit. So
yeah, well, the one we sold, I think, for example, we've got like 20 odd of, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it may be only £5 net after postage, but it's one listing, and then you multiply that up by 20, so there's £100 from that one listing potentially. Exactly. We have no idea how long it's going to take to sell this stuff through. A lot of people have been suggesting different ways of turning it over, which we will consider.
Yeah, I mean, we have thought about the fact that we might be able to sell a lot of it all in one go to a garage or somewhere like that, but
to a dealership. But I'm not so sure, because they will get it direct from Hyundai.
Yeah.
Super cheap. There's a lot of garages selling this stuff on eBay that are now our competition. So if they can sell it at the same price we are, free shipping, imagine how cheap they're getting it to make it worth. I mean, we got this stuff ridiculously cheap, way less than cost. So Monty, don't scratch the floor. So we don't know, but yeah, that's an avenue we could take. If some of this stuff is ridiculously slow moving, we will. I think our first port of call will be auction. Take it to an auction house if we need to. and then maybe approach a dealership and see if they want to. We can offload it to them. But it's super early days. I don't know how many lines you've listed so far.
I'm not sure. About 14, I think.
Monty, stop scratching.
Yeah. It's quite complicated to list because I know nothing about car parts, and you know, I don't.
Where is he?
I don't do it. It's just really distracting.
He's scratching the
I don't
floor.
do anything else but, you know, fill up my oil or my water. Everything else either you do or we take it to a garage. So I'm learning as I'm going. Oh, it's just been such a pain. Should I chuck him out?
Monty, stop scratching the floor. Yeah, the complication. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The complication is that a lot of these filters fit a whole load of models.
Yeah, which is not what we expected. We thought, oh, you know, it's a Hyundai part, and I might have to chuck him out. Look at him. Butter wouldn't melt.
We'll show him before he goes because he's had a bath like literally an hour ago.
Yeah, so I thought, oh, I'll just look up the part number and then list it as is. But then, you know, so many different listings say, oh, it fits this model, and other ones say it fits that model. So I'm just trying to pull together, trying to look at all the things that are all the same part number that's listed. And
Monty, quiet.
I'm losing my thread because he's distracting me.
Yeah,
he's just looking so cute.
We're trying to put as many of the different models that they fit in the title, aren't we?
Yes.
To get as many hits as possible.
So it's taking a bit longer to list because I'm obviously trying to research at the same time, just to try and put it in front of as many people as possible. So somebody looking for a part for a Kia or Suzuki or, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, because that's weird. They fit other brands as well, some of them. Anyway, we don't want to bore you with that, but it is quite complicated.
Yeah, it's quite complicated.
Andrew's been listing
a while.
I haven't been listing apart from the stationery cupboard, which is still spread all over the floor in here. I'm just trying to list some of the bulk of that to get it out of the way. What's his name? Gary bought these and has paid. They'll be shipped out. I don't know if Gary's in yet.
Yeah, he is. That's what
these tags will be winging their way to you tomorrow.
They're really nice, actually.
And Hayley has bought all of the, I don't know if she's paid yet, but she's bought all of the cling film. We're just going to keep one. And then there's another 10 rolls of this. It's heavy though. It's like 2 kilos a roll. So it's going to be a massive parcel. Well, I just said to her, it'll have to be 2 parcels really.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's good. That's getting rid of some bulk. I've been trying to sort out all of that stuff. I found some great things. I think I shared these already. These are going up to Amazon. They're like £99 on Amazon, and they've got a really good rank for a set of those HPs. So they're going straight up. And then these, I just showed Amazon. I just showed Andrea the Amazon listing for these random toner cartridges. It's got a fairly good rank on Amazon, and they were, what were they, £97 each?
91, I think.
91.
Yeah.
So yeah, I looked on eBay, and they're 60 to £70. So I've got 2 of them. We had no clue what the stuff was. We didn't look any of it up really before we bid on it. So yeah, happy days.
Yeah, so that's the result.
I've listed a load of the ink on eBay.
Gary's just said that he's going to use the tags in his antiques booth.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, I'm really pleased that they can be useful to you. So yeah,
years ago when we took over, well, when we moved into our second replay shop, there was loads of stuff left, wasn't there? Because they were kind of evicted. There was a big box full of tags, almost exactly the same, but they were cream rather than brown. And I've still got them, still using them. We use them for Christmas tags and, you know, presents. I use them for
Wow.
I used to use them in the shop. That'd be really handy.
Yeah, because we took on that shop. They basically declared bankruptcy, didn't they? And there was loads and loads of gear left in there, a lot of which I resold, and a lot of it we had to clear and dump there, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah. Gavin earlier said that Kias have Hyundai engines, which would make sense. But he also says his mechanic lives in Hitchin, works from home. He could speak to him. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, if if he needs anything or wants anything.
Yeah.
Like we were saying before, we're at the point where we're just going to see how this stuff sells on eBay. We're not that, we're not desperate to shift a load of it in bulk yet, but yeah, you can mention it. And if he's after anything specific, we haven't catalogued this stuff, like the actual car parts rather than the consumables. I've no idea what I've got. So if you came to me and said, I need an indicator for an i10, I would have no clue if or where that part would be. You know what I mean?
No.
But filters and air filters, oil filters, we've got pretty much anything Hyundai.
Abundance.
Yes.
And I just noticed that Yola, who's a reseller mum, is in the chat. So hi, nice to see you.
And Andrea says there, I had a good sale today. Vintage tablecloth, $25.99, paid 25p.
Awesome.
I love sales like that.
Yeah,
that's wow. That's some, what's it, ROI for you. Apparently Steve and Steph are I don't know if they're still live. I didn't get a chance to pop in, but they're doing a flea market with all those clothes.
Yeah.
They bought a massive crate.
Yeah, I started to watch it, but I didn't have time to watch it all.
Yeah, because people were saying in the chat they were coming over here from Steve and Steph.
I joked to them and said, do they want to swap? I'll have the clothes, they can have all the car parts.
I thought you were enjoying the car parts.
No, I don't mind. It's something different.
I think once we're both on it and we're both listing and sorting, we will crack through that really quite quick.
Yeah.
And once we get all those consumables on, hopefully they're going to tick over quite quick. We've only sold one. We've literally sold one oil filter. I think it was Gary I said to you on Messenger, like a journey of 1,000 car parts begins with one epoxy oil filter. It's just nice to sell something. It's like,
I know. I was really excited. More than I should be, really.
Okay.
But I think it makes it real when somebody actually buys something. It's like, oh, good. I'm not just, listing it for the sake of it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
somebody actually bought it.
We obviously did research before this, and I looked up as much of it as I could to get an idea. And this stuff seemed to be selling on eBay, but you never know. It's always a gamble. Yeah. So to sell something was quite a relief.
Just hope it doesn't come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Barry says, I know toners can be expensive. We had a color laser printer in work and the toners came in the maintenance agreement, so we didn't buy them. But I looked up how much they cost and it was almost £100. Yeah. That was £100 each and there were 4 different toners.
Wow.
But these things, I was shocked at these. And we've got loads I haven't looked up yet. But I think a lot of the other ones are not official OEM ones. They're just like other makes. No, what is it?
OE.
OE. Yeah. You were looking at these for the car parts.
OE is for something that is made by the official manufacturer, and OEM is a part that's official but made by a different manufacturer.
Yeah, but it's endorsed by the actual brand.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm learning every day.
We're learning.
I just saw
Steve and Steph have been on most of the afternoon. I can't believe how long those guys stream. Apparently they've got an unlimited data package because they stream through their phone. That would use my data up in like an hour. It'll be gone.
Crazy. Tap Peddler has a question. He said, are you competing with the likes of Euro car parts who price quite low for filters, etc., or are you pricing high and waiting? We're trying to be competitive because we want it shifting as quickly as possible, really.
Yeah. And we're doing good till cancelled on this stuff because we have multiples. So we are, I haven't been doing the listing yet. Andrea's been in charge of that so far. But generally we're pricing, low to get sales. If we get lots of sales that way, we will eke the price up as we go, as we go up the search ranks. With this sort of stuff that's very competitive, it's all about search ranks, really, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Unless we can pick up sales by offering international shipping and stuff. Did we talk about? Did you put international shipping?
I haven't, apart from GSP. I haven't put.
Right, we need, because they're so lightweight, we need to put our own shipping on.
Yeah.
But then again, these filters will be available everywhere, won't they? I'm not sure we'll get much international trade. We don't know.
Yeah. I was going to say a fun fact. When we were researching a couple of the parts, we found Weston's Kitchen Garage on eBay.
Yeah.
And they had something listed that was live. Yeah. And I thought, if they sell that, what are they going to do? Nobody's going to know, are
Yeah,
they?
wasn't it a random car park? That's probably in here now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was odd because it looked like they'd started fairly recently selling parts through eBay.
Yeah.
And the store for that garage that we cleared some of was still active.
I know,
Yeah.
it's weird.
But apparently it all went through really quick. The staff weren't given much notice, and the rug was just pulled out from underneath them, and that was it, closed down.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the management might have known, but they weren't letting on.
No.
No.
Right. So what else were we going to talk about? We went out, which we'd show Monty and then let him out in a bit. He's now sitting by the door.
Now he's laid down, gone. Well, no, he's not asleep.
He's
laid down.
We went out earlier because I needed to go and speak to a landlord of a pub about this game I'm trying to organise. So we went out there and we thought we'll incorporate going and chatting to this landlord.
Yeah, because it was a really nice country pub, wasn't it?
Yeah, country pub. It's a community-run pub as well. Really interesting place. And the few times we've gone to go there in the past, it's always been shut. Yeah, hasn't it? But we managed to get in the pub, have a drink, and the landlord wasn't there, which was a pain. But we were incorporating going on a walk. But I froze to death. It was just
you don't
freezing.
cope with the cold, though, do you? And I don't think you wore enough layers.
I had 4 layers on, and a hat.
Yeah,
and
but
a
the
silly
trouble
hat
is, you and Ellen didn't put warm socks on to wear with your wellies. So
I don't think that was the reason. Anyway,
and then
it was wet and muddy, and Monty just turned into a little black mud ball.
Yeah, well, from his belly down to his legs, he was just black. It was quite amusing.
Yeah, so he went straight in the bath, and he's now a little furball. He's asleep now.
Yeah, be a shame to disturb him, wouldn't it?
All right, we'll get Monty up at the end. Right.
Yeah, shall we open our box of man stock?
Yeah. Question: did you get car stereos as well? There was one in there, but yeah, that was it. Right, let me scroll to the end so we don't miss the chat. Sorry, I'm very sniffy.
As always.
Right, so for those that haven't been watching the auction vlogs and stuff, you may not understand what this is. When we were clearing, I think you found this on a shelf, didn't you?
Yeah.
And it just made us giggle because it said man stock. Now I remembered this as being man parts, which would have been funnier.
That's even funnier, yes.
I think I told Steve and Steph that the box had
man
parts in it. Hi Z. But it's not. It's man stock. So we said Andrea wasn't allowed to touch it.
Stock for men.
Yeah. You weren't allowed to lift this. You couldn't cope because it was man stock.
So I was going to say, before we open it, have some guesses as to what might be in it. My guess, having researched a few things, is there is obviously a manufacturer called Man, but that's a double N. So I'm thinking it's that, and they've just spelt it wrong. Well, that's my guess.
People have been saying on Facebook and stuff that it's either like man truck parts or it's manual parts, or that would make sense, like manual as opposed to automatic. But then that doesn't really make sense because most parts are. Yeah. Anyway, it's going to be something really dull now. We've built this up way too much.
Oh, Man is a truck brand. That's what you said though.
Yep.
Man is a truck brand. Someone said Yorkie bars.
Man chocolate.
Gary says Man flu tablets.
I tell you, if this is chocolate, there's a lot of chocolate because it must weigh 4 or 5 kilos. Big reveal. Ooh.
Wow. That's interesting.
It's a starter motor.
Woohoo! Is it made by Man?
Oh my god, it's heavy. Hitachi. It's a Hitachi. It's got model numbers on it and stuff, so you should be able to sell it. Wow, that's good. I found another one of these actually. There's another one.
So why is that Man stock?
Who knows? It might be Mr. Man. No, as in
Mr. Man.
As in the Mr. Man.
Like Roger Hargreaves.
It might have been reserved for a Mr. Man. You know, this was his part to come and collect. But anyway, I looked up another Hitachi one of these. Couldn't find the exact model, but brand new starter motors like this can fetch some serious money. So it could be 100 plus.
So here says it looks serious.
It's seriously heavy. Yeah, I kind of wish we were dealing in RC parts here.
They'd be smaller.
This stuff is so bulky and heavy. But yeah.
Oh, Simon said Manchester stock.
Manchester, who knows? So that is the man stock. It wasn't severed man parts.
Or Karen said maybe it's manual and not automatic.
Potentially, but I don't think a starter motor would be different for either, would it? That's only for the gears.
So here just sold a tiny RC car for £100 today.
That's the way to do it, mate.
Fantastic.
Wow. Puts our one oil filter to shame. Our eBay sales have been shocking as well. I mean, it's
so bad.
It's a terrible time, I think, for most people on eBay. There'll be exceptions.
Yeah.
But because we haven't been listing, we've been so wrapped up in this, dealing with this auction haul.
Yeah.
And we've just not been putting the time in either, to be honest. Monty.
Oh, we started again. Right. Shall we grab him?
So yeah, eBay sales have been awful. Come here.
Oh.
Where you going? Monty.
I'll go that way.
Monty, defo, come here. Come and show your new hairdo.
He's very fluffy.
Come here.
Oh.
He doesn't look keen.
He never does. He never does.
This is clean and tidy Monty. This lasts about 24 hours usually, and then he'll go out for a walk, stick his head in every bush, going. Is that wrong?
He's like a frizzy lion currently.
Yeah, he's so soft when he's had a shower. And yeah, huh? Look, in there.
It's like, get me down.
So yeah, but he was literally caked from about here down to his toes. He was just mud.
Well, he was enjoying himself though. He was loving it, wasn't you?
Yeah.
You were totally loving it.
Ah, right.
Lots of smells.
Karin sold a Beyonce t-shirt today, and that's it. We've not sold much more. We had a couple of nice sales come in. I shifted. We used to do crafting with Scrabble tiles. Well, I say you did.
Yeah.
And we've dropped all of that. You used to do them on Etsy and eBay and all sorts. We even did craft fairs.
Oh no, Gavin, we'd never sell him. It'd be priceless.
And this, I'm not going to show you, but this is what was left of our Scrabble tile stock, like vintage Scrabble tiles. You know what I mean. And I just wanted rid of them, so I sold those for 30 quid. It was on auction. I was hoping it was going to go beyond that, obviously. So they've gone, which is cool. Right, shall I put them down?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
Put them on the floor.
Yeah, all right.
I'll let him out so he doesn't keep scratching the floor.
It's just going to ruin the carpet. Right.
I don't want to run him over.
Just sell him. No, we're not selling Monty.
No, it's like I said, he's priceless.
Hillsman says eBay has been dead. Yeah, I think a lot of people are having a rough time on eBay. I was looking on Facebook, and several people have said the same. Ours has been dire. Our numbers have been shocking. But like I said, a lot of that is also down to the amount of time we haven't put into it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But Amazon, as I said before, to clear space in here, I sent up 2 15-kilogram boxes to Amazon. So hopefully that'll pick up. And we've been selling some random stuff at Amazon. What was it? I bought a bag full of CDs. This is going back summer before last. Bought a bag full of
Monty hair all over you now.
A bag full of CDs by a random folk singer I'd never heard of, and I got the whole bag for £2, and there was 50 or 60 CDs in there. There was still a stack of them up at Amazon, and they haven't been selling. And then suddenly, yesterday and the day before, we almost sold out.
Yeah, so there's something going on. She's either touring or got something new out. I don't know.
And FBA sellers out there, I'm sure you know this anyway, but if suddenly you start to sell a lot of one product, quickly go and check the listing, because there were FBA sellers below me and around me that I'd been competing with, and they'd all sold out below me, but there was nobody above. You know what I mean? It was quite a big jump to the next one, so I've quickly adjusted it up, and it's kept selling. So whenever I get a flurry of sales on FBA, just check your prices, because you can milk it a bit more sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've been really wrapped up in obviously listing the car parts because I wanted to make a really good start on it last week. But I looked around my office and it's still chaos, and I just realised that I'm really going to have to try and alternate between what I'm doing next week. Do a bit of the listing of the car parts and try and organise my clothes, because as
we've got all that
a couple
stock.
of weeks ago I said I was going to do a haul video, and it's just not happened because of all of this.
And we've got those really cool shoes from auction.
I know, and I need to get those listed.
There's loads of money sat there.
I know. So I'm going to alternate, because I think that the shoes are going to probably sell a bit quicker than the car parts, maybe.
Well, yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Well, as of next week, I'll be on the car parts anyway, so I'll start listing that.
So we can.
And I can start racking them up in all the space I've created in here.
Yeah.
I'm itching to get those shop manuals listed as well. There's loads of money in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Stephen said he has a cat called Monty. How funny.
So many Montys around, because isn't it Corin whose dog's Monty as well?
Yeah.
Because Monty's worth it. Yeah. He's got that groomed look. It doesn't last. Like I say, he'll go out in the drizzle or the rain, and then he'll just look like a wet rag again. Oh, hang on. Right. So I don't know what else we're going to chat about today. We are woefully underprepared, and we'll have to take questions.
We've just really been wrapped up in all of this, haven't we? We haven't, done anything else this week.
Elias commented, eBay is absolutely dead for me too, but Amazon is ticking along. I have over 50 items and sold 2 things this week on eBay. Yeah, similar here. We've probably got a load of relists to do as well. I haven't been keeping up with that.
I don't know. I've been keeping up with it.
Have you? Have you been relisting my stuff?
I don't think you've had a lot on there, to be honest. Well, there might be more tonight, but there weren't last night.
Okay.
The Hillsman says, has Andrea ditched clothes? I haven't ditched it. I'm just diversifying.
Yeah.
Because we work together. So, there's so much of this to list. We both need to be on it.
It's fascinating how, in a weird way, what we're doing down here is mirroring what's going on with Zahir and Beck. Because they've been, pulling together to get the car parts, RC parts thing done.
But it's a natural thing that happens when you're a couple that work together, I think.
Absolutely, and it's so overwhelming, the amount we've got to do. I think I'd go insane if I didn't think you were going to help me out.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, the whole thing has just been really, exciting, isn't it? It's been like a little adventure that we've had together, and kind of seeing it through together, as from beginning to end.
Yeah, it was the kind of shot in the arm we needed to get our adrenaline going again, and fill up this house with stuff.
Because I remember when we first started selling together on eBay, that was just, I really enjoyed that, and that was really exciting. We go out and source together every day, and it, obviously we've gone different ways and things have happened over the years, and we've had shops, etc. But we're kind of coming back to that now, I think.
Well, we used to do auctions when we first started.
Yeah. And it's nice. It's nice to sort of come full circle and, a bit more experienced now. And
definitely.
It's been fun.
Oh, excuse me. Right. John Brady's in. Hi there. Everyone's saying hi to John.
Karen says she has to alternate between the tap room and the sewing room. It's a pain in the bum, but would love 2 separate spaces. Yeah.
Has anyone sold any books on eBay this month? ? I'm not sure that we have.
I don't know. Your sister Alison does a lot of
don't really do many
books on eBay. Don't know how she's been doing.
Don't know. We need to go and
oh dear, have a drink.
We need to go and catch up with my sister.
Yeah, they went for a muddy walk as well today.
But
whereas we only had 1 muddy dog, they had 4 small muddy children.
Yes,
because they went with Joe.
I see a question coming. Stephen Bennett, question. I've had my first bad feedback this weekend. First, she was saying the item was never received, and then the next day the item had a piece missing. What can I do about this? If you think the feedback is unfair, then contact eBay, and if they agree, they can get it removed.
Yeah.
Because if the feedback says she hasn't received it, and then you've got an email saying there's a piece missing, clearly eBay will see that the feedback is incorrect if she said it's not turned up. Depends what the feedback says, really, whether you can contest it or not. But if feedback is unfair, then eBay are really good at getting it removed. We've done that, not for a long time, actually.
No, but we know people that have done that recently.
Yeah. Get ready for the cold weather this week.
Oh, I know.
Oh, Gary, really?
Yeah.
I don't cope with cold.
As long as it doesn't snow.
Yeah. Oh, Stephen, how do I get feedback removed? Phone eBay. Yeah. And have a chat with them. They will help you out if they can.
Yeah.
What's that? Reselling UK with Luke. I forgot to mention about my kitten in my eBay video. Oh, does Luke have a channel?
He does,
do you follow?
Yeah. I've subscribed to Luke.
I don't know if I do. I get confused with who I'm subbed to. I forgot to mention about my kitten in my eBay video. Unfortunately, he isn't doing too well after the chap who sold him to us lied and didn't give him his jabs.
No.
Oh, man.
Oh, no. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, chat's just come. Where were we? Wow. Oh, my God. We're so far behind. Right, okay. So there was a question there. Hold on. Question, Nick. Have you checked out the toner/copier online cross-reference database? Nope, didn't know such a thing existed. Online toner copier online cross-reference database. So what? That tells you if your toner will fit other models, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose
and then you
so.
can put in the model numbers. No, I'll check it out.
And the Hillsman says, has Ellen got involved with the business yet? No, she really, if she is interested, she doesn't show it.
No, she is. If she's not listening to music or on forums and websites about 21 Pilots, she's head in the clouds doing arty stuff, which is fine. I mean, at that age, I'm just glad she's passionate about something.
Yeah.
But all of what we get up to, she just doesn't even notice it going on around her.
I think she does. She just ignores it.
But like we said recently in a video, this is all she's ever known, just a house full of random stuff. You know, we turn up with cars full of random stuff from one week to the next. Yeah. And she's just like, oh, right, yeah, a few thousand car parts. Fine. Yeah.
Original Neck says, do you guys have a store, like proper store shop for any bits and pieces that don't sell, or do you put that don't sell, do you put them in a shop? No, we don't. We did have a shop, but we don't anymore.
Yeah, if you're talking about a traditional bricks and mortar shop, no.
Yeah, we used to have a game shop, and we had a children's clothes shop for a while, but we don't now. We just do everything from home.
Yep. Adam, I'd love to see Nick cope with a massive clothing haul. I just wouldn't. No. I mean, the sports, and another thing we've done, the car is absolutely rammed with stuff to go to auction.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do that tomorrow.
Maybe.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Would it be good to do it on Monday? Because a lot of people are picking up their stuff on Monday. It'll be chaos there.
I don't know.
Oh, excuse me.
It's got to be Monday or Tuesday, really, isn't it?
So. Yeah. So what I was saying was, in a bid to create space, I've come up with a lot of stuff just to get rid of, including the lion's share of that sports hall. The sports hall, that some of which I shared with you guys, which we've had sat around for literally years, because it's something neither of us are that interested in or keen to list. There's lots and lots of value in it. I've kept back about 10%, maybe.
Yeah. For some reason, sports stuff just really doesn't excite me.
No,
it just doesn't, especially if it's male sports stuff.
Yeah, but there's loads of Nike and Adidas and Puma and all sorts, but we're going to put it into auction to that auction house that we showed that we went to, because clothing lots there were going really well. So I've broken it down into, I don't know, 5 or 6 different crates. So that's all going to go to auction, and then a load of other random stuff that I've had sat around for ages, including a couple of boxes of tea cards, like tens of thousands of tea cards, most of which was my own personal collection. I've still got complete sets in albums that I'm going to keep. The rest of it I have no use for. And I've been thinking about job lotting it on eBay for ages and ages, and there's hardly any value in it. I'm just going to send it to auction because, again, I watched a few lots of tea cards and cigarette cards go for, in my opinion, way more than I thought they were worth. So we're going to let go.
Yeah, I also sorted out a load of dresses that I had that I've sat around since we had the sort of office unit thing when we first decided we were going to do clothing. And I sorted out all the new with tag stuff I still had left, which I've been taking to boot sales, and I've put those in a bag to go to auction. So that's gone now, which is nice. The rest of it I just bit the bullet and gave it to charity.
I filled up, sometimes in like supermarket car parks, they'll have in the corner like a clothing bank, really like about 4 foot wide and about sort of 8 foot tall, great big metal banks. We filled up one of those with what was left of the kids' clothing stuff. Yeah,
and there was some adult clothing as well. It was just stuff that I'd sorted through, decided it needed ironing or dealing with in some way, and for what I was going to make back on it, it wasn't worth it. So I put it aside for boot sale. Then we'd taken it to a few boot sales. It wasn't selling, and I just thought, no, I just need to get rid. It just needs to go.
Happy days. So, move on. Okay, let's see. Adrian says there more life in a graveyard than eBay at the moment. Yeah, a lot of people are suffering with slow sales. We're exactly the same. Right, let's see if there's any more.
Corin's asking, is your moonwalk for a cancer charity? Yes, it's for breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
And I really want to give something back after losing my auntie. Yes, it's for, I think that the charity Walk the Walk give to other breast cancer charities. So they make the money. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
But I think it is. I don't think they're a specific breast cancer charity, but I think that they distribute to other breast cancer charities.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely breast cancer.
Yeah.
Hence the whole we've got to wear bras when we're doing it.
Yeah. So here and Beck are putting us to shame, though. I mean, they've started running. I don't do running.
I know.
I say,
you don't do running.
No, I mean, I had issues with my heart most of my life, and I've had open heart surgery, and I have a very fast heartbeat. So running is just torture for me because it gets quick very quickly, and I get out of breath very quickly, and it doesn't calm down very well, skips over itself. So running isn't for me. Walking fast is fine.
we need to get back on the exercise routine, don't we? And we had planned to start doing longer walks at the weekend, and the weather's been just dismal every weekend.
It's been horrid.
It's been cold, it's been wet, so we just haven't. They're not really good excuses, but they're the only ones we've got. But that's coming up soon because that's going to be in May.
Yeah.
So we are going to start talking about it more and more as we get nearer, and trying to get more sponsorship and stuff.
Yeah, since Christmas we've been not as on the ball with it, have we?
No, I mean we went out walking today. We must have done 3 or 4 miles today, even despite it being freezing cold and wet.
And it was probably harder because it was muddy.
Oh, it was shockingly bad. But yeah. I mean, even if Karen wants to get involved, I mean, anyone can get involved in this and actually do the walk yourselves. So yeah. Nick wears the t-shirt. Which t-shirt? I don't know what I've got on today.
Nothing very inspiring, I don't think.
Oh, it's a Mythbusters one.
Oh.
I love this t-shirt. This was one that got destroyed, and then you had to buy me another one. Well, there's your problem. If you know what Mythbusters is, you'll understand the reference. Okay. Mr. Harry, been trying to ask this question for a couple of Sundays. Sorry if we've missed it. We're not great at keeping up with the chat most of the time. What is the type of auctions to look for in my area? What are they called? E.g. retail stock auctions. What should I search for? Blimey. I don't know. I mean, I would start with a Google search for auction houses. And then if you're not sure what sort of stuff they sell, most of the time they'll have a website and they should give you that information. If not, just visit them and have a chat or give them a call and say, what sort of auction house are you? What do you sell? Because a lot of the auction houses that we've been to over the years, they'll have an antiques day or an antiques week, you know, and then they'll have a lost luggage week or whatever.
They do various sales, don't they?
So you might find that, even if you turn up at an auction house one week and it's all antiques, next week it could all be, you know, clearance retail stock or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, the one that we showed in the recent videos, they've got to such a massive scale. They have separate rooms for different styles of stock, as you will have seen in that video. But even there, they were having a plant and garden sale last week, weren't they?
Yeah.
Or week just gone.
Which is why they said they didn't want the racking.
Which, kind of messed up we'll take those antique racks straight to that auction house. But none of that worked out in the end, but that's fine.
Yeah. Molly's Collection says, eBay dropping PayPal thoughts. Well, personally, I think that if eBay have an in-house system of, you know, have their own sort of way of controlling the money coming in and out, then that'll be better, because it'll be better for sellers, because eBay will have more control over what happens. Whereas, for instance, PayPal allow people to make claims like several months later, which is completely unfair.
Yeah, we've had the odd one where out of the blue,
you know, eBay have no say in that. So it would keep all the policies in one place. I think it would protect sellers, actually. So I think it can only be a good thing.
It remains to be seen. I mean, like you say, I mean, eBay, I know people moan about eBay and their customer service. I still think they do a pretty good job. And they are focusing on the sellers. I know we don't feel like it sometimes, but if they are controlling, like Andrew just said, if they're controlling their payment system, they will have, you know, our back as well as the buyers, hopefully.
Yeah.
I mean, it remains to be seen. And they said it's going to take years to roll this out anyway.
And even when they do, PayPal will still be an option.
Yeah.
So
they may phase that out eventually.
They may do eventually, but you know, while it's starting up and people are getting used to it, then PayPal's still going to be there. So I don't think we need to worry about it that much.
And it's also one of these things. They're going to do it regardless. We have no control over it. We have no say. So it's kind of, it's interesting to have a chat about, but just roll with it, because you can't affect it. It's going to happen for better or for worse, but it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'd say just, you know, look on the positive sides of it.
Yeah. Okay. Gavin says, I bet those dusty car parts haven't done your cough any good. No, I have a thing where I react to dust particles and it makes my throat close up and it's horrible. But I also have dust allergies, which makes my eyes stream.
I know, you've been suffering.
And it's been, it's not good.
You shouldn't be a reseller, really.
No. I spend all my life around dusty old junk, and dust does not agree with me. No. Yeah, not clever.
Aaliyah says, question, you're such avid music fans. I'm sure we would all be interested in your CD collection. I always love seeing it when you're vlogging. You have so many.
Well, we pared that down no end.
Yeah, we did.
We could
probably pare it down again, to be fair.
When the shelves that you'll see in our living room, I built that just purposefully for our CD collection. And then we realized there's no way we're going to fit it all in. So we got quite ruthless and got rid of a load.
Yeah.
But yeah, I still buy the occasional CD, not as much. We both listen to Spotify now.
Yeah. I don't find a need to buy a CD now.
No, I like to have them in the car. I like to have an original in the car of something that I really love.
Now I've got the Mini. I've got a little jack point, so I can listen to Spotify. I can download something on Spotify and then listen to it in the car. So I do that.
You're all fancy.
I know.
With your
Fancy
flash car. And Andrew's Mini, right? It has like little lights inside that they go like green and orange and purple.
It's like
got
a
little
limo.
down lights and all of this. It's like a little disco in there. Anyway. Ben, Nick, have you used eBay shuttle delivery? I haven't. No, I've heard people saying you can get some really good rates on there, but I haven't. I am Royal Mail for 95% of what I do, and then Hermes for the odd parcel. So no, I haven't. Curly Chloe says check auction houses and then see what's in the catalogue. I guess that's in response to that question we had. Yeah, I would say just do your own research. Give them a call. Look online.
Bear with, we're just reading the chat and it's jumped again. We didn't have a list of things to talk about tonight, did we?
No. No. Oh, wow.
There's a lot.
Question. Have you ever heard of Marfan syndrome? No.
Original Next says, so Nic and Andrea, is that your actual house where you have all that stored? Yes. This is our actual house.
Yeah. This was a garage. We had this professionally turned into interior space. So this is now part of the house. The door that you may see in some of the vlogs that I go through to the house, that was knocked through. The floor was raised, new roof put on, etc., etc., insulated.
The only thing it doesn't have is central heating.
Yeah,
which is why I'm sitting here in a blanket.
We spent pretty much every penny to get it converted, and we haven't added it to the central heating system. So this becomes like a little tomb, doesn't it? A cold tomb. But I have heaters.
Portable heaters.
We have portable heaters in here, but it's not ideal. No. And then our spare room, our guest room, as you will have seen recently, ends up just being a dumping ground.
And then I have an office in the sunroom at the back. I try really hard to keep our living room clear of stock. There's a pile of car mats in there currently, and there's the dining room table has got a ton of listed stock on that, you know, once we've cleared some shelf space, or once you've cleared some
space now, they can come in.
We can start adding them there, and I can clear my dining room table again. But yeah,
but this has been our life for now 16 years. This year we have had piles of, it's like Only Fools and Horses house. In the background there's always piles of boxes. You never know quite what's going to be there, and that's been our life. Even when we've had retail units, there's always been stock at home.
Does that make me Rodney?
Either that or Uncle Albert. I'm assuming I'm Del Boy, am I? Or Trigger. I think I suit Trigger.
Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah. I'll be Dave then.
Dave was Rodney.
I know.
Oh. Chris says the new Mythbusters isn't as good. Well, we changed up our Virgin subscription, didn't we? So I don't get the channel that has it on. When we switched that up, they had a series where they were trying to find the new presenters, which wasn't that great. The presenters really made it though, didn't they? They did. They had the perfect setup.
It's the same with Top Gear.
Yeah.
That'll never be the same again.
But they're still doing that, but they just called it something else now. It's just called the Grand Tour. Aren't they? On Amazon.
Yeah, but it's on Amazon, so unless you've got an Amazon subscription, then
Stu Mandrew, you are right, it just won't work. Jamie and Adam made that show what it was. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, those two guys were just so clever. And so if you've not watched the show, sorry, you won't have a clue what we're talking about. But for a geeky kind of person like me who loves my science and inventions and all sorts, couldn't get any better. That program and Time Team and Robot Wars, and I'm happy.
Yeah.
Okay. How are we doing for time?
Yeah, got 5
we're
minutes.
not too bad.
No.
I'm sorry if this was a bit of a rambly one. We didn't have anything to show you really, apart from the man parts, which wasn't that exciting. There we go. Hopefully I'll be able to sell it. Okay.
Just a air silence while we read in the chat. It's quite funny.
Paul Morris says it's ironic that eBay are going in circles. They bought PayPal, then he says span it off. Well, they sold it, didn't they? Now they want another in-house solution. When I started, payments were bill point. We used bill point.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. Yeah. When we started, a big chunk of our income was coming in checks through the mail. You know, I remember like maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, I'd go and drop all these checks. No, it must have been once a week.
Yeah, it was once a week.
And so people would send you a check. So they'd have to wait for that. Then they'd have to wait for you to go and bank it, and then wait for it to clear, and then wait for you to contact them to, you know, it's like, and then we would send it. So then they'd have to wait for it to get there. So, you know, a week or more could pass before shipping out their item. People just wouldn't accept that. And we used to get cash in the post as well. People would just send us like the exact money, so a note and a few coins.
And like international payments would be Western Union.
Don't remember that.
Yeah.
Was it not bill point for international as well then?
No. I remember going to cash converters where they've got a Western Union and getting payments.
Oh, I don't remember that. Wow.
Yes. It's funny because somebody posted in the chat today, I think it was today. Anyway, I saw it today. About wouldn't it be funny if eBay existed in time when there wasn't any like broadband? It did. It did when we first started.
Yeah.
It was on dial-up.
Dial-up.
You couldn't use the phone at the same time. We didn't. Well, we might have had a
used
mobile.
to.
We did have a mobile.
We had a really archaic little laptop that I had Turbo Lister on. This was before we went completely Mac. All of our computers are now Mac, apart from my daughter's laptop. And we had this. Do you remember that tiny little ancient laptop with Turbo Lister on? We'd write all of the listings on that, and then we would wait until the evening, and then just set it going, and it would upload our day's work, and it would take it all night through dial-up. But like you say, we wouldn't be able to use the phone.
No. And I replied and said that, you know, when I was pregnant with Ellen, we were sort of between houses, and you were doing police training. So I was living with my nan, and she wouldn't let me use it during the day. So I couldn't list anything during the day. So I used to have to wait till she went to bed and then list through the night.
God, that's mad, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Long time ago.
Yeah.
Graham Nichols, I worked for solicitors with loads of dusty files and went through a box of tissues every 2 days. I don't miss that at all. Yeah, you must have similar allergy to me then. It sets off my sinuses and it's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrid.
Okay, let me just get to the end.
Yeah, somebody said that I think it jumped, but somebody said that they only buy CDs from their favorite bands and listen to Spotify. That's kind of what we do now.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there's a handful of bands that I will make sure just to, you know, complete my collection that I really follow. But beyond that, I'm not that bothered now.
And with Ellen, she listens to Spotify, but she buys vinyl for the bands that she really wants to collect stuff from. So she's got the artwork and she's got the booklets and stuff.
What was that turned up the other day? Vinyl LP.
That was the new Fall Out Boy album.
Oh, yes.
Mania.
Yeah. And it's weird because we were both avid record collectors as teenagers and then into our 20s when we met. I would buy, average week, I'd buy probably 5 or 6 CDs. A lot of them would be singles. I was a singles fanatic. But these days, well, CD singles don't really exist anymore, really.
No, not really. I don't
know where I'd go to buy one, put it that way. Yeah, I had thousands of CD singles. I just got rid of them all. I've got one crate left in the loft of CD singles, which I found the other day when I was up there. and then
Yeah.
instantly lost about half an hour just looking through it.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? Yeah.
Barry Francis, I remember going down the town with my mum to the Eastern Electric showroom to pay the electricity bill. Yeah.
I remember going into town with my great granddad and going into the radio rentals place to pay off the
TV.
rent for the TV for that month.
They rented their
They
TV.
rented their TV. Well, I rented all the TVs in the house. I mean, my mum did as well. You'd get some sort of a deal where you had a little small black and white TV for free or for a small fee extra. So I used to have the small black and white TV in my bedroom, and then the mum would have the big TV in the living room.
Wow.
But
I
yeah,
remember
we
when I was a
didn't
kid,
own a TV.
we used to have a guy come round and he'd knock on the door, I think once a month, and mum and dad are paying cash for life insurance.
Wow.
And we had like a little book, and they had to pay X amount of money.
Yeah.
And this guy would go around on foot and take cash for life insurance policies. There you go.
Not cost effective to do that anymore.
No. Reselling Polly remembers Turbo Lister. Yeah, I really enjoyed using that, actually. It made sense for us, like I say, because upload and download speeds were so ridiculously slow. If you were writing a listing and then uploading, you'd spend most of your time waiting. So yeah, we'd write them all on Turbo Lister and then just kick it off.
Yeah.
And as long as things went smoothly, the next morning everything would be uploaded. Yeah. And we used to do everything by auction back then as well. Yeah. We slowly sort of evolved. I think Buy It Now was just coming in then anyway, wasn't it?
Maybe.
We used to list things on auction with a Buy It Now option.
Yeah, not to begin with though.
No. And then we slowly migrated over to Buy It Now as we figured out for us that's what worked. God, yeah, so much has changed. I was on some random website not long ago where they've got like screenshots of how eBay and Amazon used to look. Everything's so chunky and so different. I don't know what the website was. It might have been somebody's blog, actually. But yeah. Anyway, Richard Payne's got a check coming. Oh, it just jumped. People are still paying with checks.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because you have to wait so long for it.
Used to sell on Yahoo auctions in the late 90s. That's Richard Payne's. Well, I've never used that. Yeah. Oh, I've just lost where I was.
Oh, back up a bit, I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, there you go.
Got a check coming this week for £40. So still get people wanting to pay that way. We've not had one for years, I don't think. I missed the dial-up Hayes modem sounds. Hayes modem? I don't miss anything about dial-up. Waiting for a picture line by line. That's how bad it was when the first house we had, we got dial-up, and you'd go and have a cup of tea whilst the page loaded up.
I know. Well, I discovered the internet when I was at university. I just remember sitting in the library and I was like writing up my whatever project I was doing, and noticed that people were doing something. And I was like, what is that? And then I thought, oh, I'm going to have a look for myself. And then, worked out I could use the internet. But I used to sit there writing letters to friends or my family back home. And while I could write a whole letter while one page loaded up.
Oh, the irony. You're sat there on an internet-based PC with email, writing letters. That's brilliant. I never used internet until we had it at Wimbush Road when we had that first house. Yeah. Wow. Reseller Mum loved Ask Jeeves. I remember the adverts. I've never used the site. Yahoo auctions, never used them. Yeah. Someone was asking why we use Macs and not PCs. We just prefer them. Yeah.
We blame our friend Simon. He got us into it.
Yeah. They just tend to, not always. They tend to just work and work well. Ours are getting a little bit old now. We'll probably invest this year at some point in new ones, but it's just a taste thing. We just prefer them.
Reselling Polly says she's a total Apple addict.
And Cheryl says, I love my Mac Pro. Yeah, we were looking at MacBooks, weren't we?
Yeah, we'll get one second hand. But I think I want to replace my Mac with a laptop.
We've still got one of our old Macs upstairs that hasn't been used for like years. We need to.
No.
Oh, we should probably just chuck that in auction
Yeah, maybe.
because we're not worth much. Anyway,
but I just would like to have something that's a little bit more mobile, so I can, you know, I can sit on the sofa if I need to, or do whatever in the evenings.
Reselling UK with Luke. Who remembers AOL? We still have AOL mail.
Do. Yeah, we're AOL.
A lot of our email addresses are on AOL. Still going. Stands for America Online, doesn't it? Graham Nichols. We need to make CDs popular again. Well, until I've sold my 800 in stock at least. Yeah, I don't do a lot of CDs now. For years and years, that was a big part of what we did.
Yeah.
It's just getting harder to make money on.
Oh, Richard Payne said he used to use no checks a lot. Yeah.
That rings a bell.
That.
Did we use that?
Yeah, we did.
Next week, the chat could be, do you remember?
As Stu Andrew says, make CDs popular again. Make Mars bars the size they used to be. And while we're at it, bring back Sapphire and Steel. Oh my God, I loved Sapphire and
Dempsey
Steel.
and Makepeace.
Oh, and that I loved
Cagney and Lacey. It was all about the duos.
Yeah.
And what was the Crockett and Tubbs?
Miami Vice.
Miami Vice.
Yeah.
Chips. Do you remember Chips? Two blokes again on motorbikes.
Too. I loved that so much.
80s TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sapphire and Steel with Joanna Lumley. Oh, she was.
I never watched.
She was like my idol for a while when I was little. I was like, I just wanted to be like her. I thought she's amazing.
No, I missed that. Night Rider, I watched.
Oh yeah, I liked Night Rider as well. TV just isn't the same these days.
Chris Linney, I've got loads of hard to come by rap CD singles. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I did really well on that load of rap stuff I had a while back.
Yeah.
Really well.
It's a good little niche, actually.
Our first colour telly, a Granada Finlandia. It was on rental. That's Graham.
Yeah, and you had to get up to change the channel and press the button.
Yeah, you had to use your legs to switch channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our first TV was black and white. Well, I shared recently. I didn't know the whole Bagpiss story. Yeah. Do you remember the pools and Spot the Ball? Yeah. God, yeah. You just put little crosses on a piece of paper and then send it in the post.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
And writing into like Saturday Superstore.
Yeah, right on the back of a postcard.
Wood Lane or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll probably have to leave you shortly. We're just rambling about the 80s now.
9. We'll get to the end of the chat soon.
Sounds like the man from the Prue, Nick. It might well have been Prudential. I think it was.
Yeah.
Yes. Remember my first telly? Parents had a small fat one with buttons on the side. Yes, but Peter, you're a lot younger than us. Yeah. We remember black and white tellies that you had to rent from a store. Wow. Excellent. Well, we could literally go on all night talking about the 70s and 80s. In the 70s, my dad, this is Adam. In the 70s, my dad had a remote for his TV. It was me. He'd tell me to get up and change the channel. That's so true. Dad would do that.
Yeah.
I'm fed up with this ITV rubbish. Put the BBC back on.
What's it your dad calls ITV? The common lot.
The common lot. ITV is still called the common lot in my house or my parents' house because they have adverts, you see. Yeah. BBC is upmarket because they don't have adverts. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talking of TV, I want to go and catch up with some Call the Midwife.
Kevin has just sent a Sapphire and Steel box set to FBA. Feel free to buy it. We have a planner full of stuff we haven't watched.
We do.
We don't need a box set right now.
We've been
Mental note for Christmas.
We've been watching Designated Survivor, which we loved the first series, but the second series is so cheesy. Just don't know what's happened. As I've either got new writers or just run out of ideas.
Yeah, it was a bit rubbish, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not so great, is it? We'll probably stick with it. But
there's lots of us oldies in. Look, Hugh says, I remember only 3 channels. I remember Channel 4 starting, that being like, wow.
Yeah, that was really exciting.
And then Channel 5 in 97.
Yeah.
Sponsored by the Spice Girls. They were all the big thing.
Yeah. And if you lived in Stevenage, I remember you got Sky One for free. I was so jealous of my friends that lived in Stevenage. Yeah.
How did you manage that?
My friend had Sky One. He used to go into her house to watch it.
They just had some dodgy thing going on.
No, they did.
Why would Stevenage, of all places,
in Stevenage got Sky One for free?
That's just something dodgy going on. Surely.
I don't know.
Who knows? Okay, right. We are going now. Thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Yes.
We've still got 240 plus people in.
Well, thank you for watching, everyone.
Thank you so much for your support.
Oh, hang on. I just have to say, Andrea said, can you remember staying up until midnight to see the Thriller video? No, but my aunt recorded it because I was quite young and we watched it the next day. I remember that.
I remember, we'll leave you on this. I remember you coming in from the pub, sitting down, watching some rubbish, falling asleep, and then you wake up and it's just, the TV is just going, boo!
Yeah, or just like, shh.
Yeah, because TV would stop. TV would get to midnight and just stop. And then you'd wake up thinking, where am I? And there'd just be like fuzz on the telly. Or you'd have that screen with the creepy looking little doll and the blackboard, the test card.
Yeah.
What was that all about?
I don't know. Something better to look at than static, I suppose.
Yeah. Test card. Yes, Karen.
Yes. Anyway, we've waffled again.
Yes.
So we're going to go.
It's become like an oldies chat, this. What's happened?
Sorry about that if you're too young to know all of this.
Yeah. All the youngsters are signing out in their drives. What are they talking about? Anyway, thank you very much. If you enjoy what we do, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. We'll be back next week. In the meantime, we'll be back for a chat on Zahir's channel. Are we back on Zahir's channel?
Oh, I don't know. You also
I think maybe.
You say we. I don't take part. So
yeah, I think Monty's channel on Tuesday.
I think so because you had a chat on your channel with Jory this week. Oh no, that doesn't make sense.
Anyway, we'll be back soon. Let's leave it there. Cheers, guys.
Bye. Have a good week.